Hey folks, this is Rit. This is my follow-up video to my 100k Titan run, and I just want to show the lineup a little bit more clear, having some time to kind of rethink about what I did today to get it the 100k run. And number one, I think the biggest part of it was having an awesome board. I think you talk to any great player, having a great board really helps out. However, the second to that is really having the correct items. So before I dive into the items, I'm going to talk about sort of my lineup to getting where I got to. There's three key characters, actually four key characters that I have here. Number one, Boltusk. Anytime you have a character that gives you plus attack, that's going to take your lineup that much further, whether it's in regular rating or Titan raise or whatever. So I'm not taking Boltusk for the heal, even though 27% heal is great, but you have better characters to do that. You could take Melindor, you could take Vivica, even like 3-star heroes. There's Hawkmoon. Was it Blith? I mean, there's plenty of healers out there, but obviously we've got a 10-star Titan, so you gotta kind of make your balance. So anything over 4 stars that heals, if you want a healer, is great. But I take Boltusk for the all allies gets plus attack damage. Alright, so that's a great deal. So here, this is about 50% attack. So if you were doing 100%, if you're doing 100 attack, Boltusk will take it up to 148 minus whatever defense that maybe the Titan has. Number two is Grim, right? Grim's going to basically shred the armor on the Titan. Okay, so here it's a cone, but it's perfect for what we're looking for. You got a single target, so as long as you're not getting blind by Wukong, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But if you apply it properly the first time, you'll get 6 turns on it, and then you can just dish out damage. And think about it like from if the enemy had 100 defense, you're basically dropping them down to what, like 66. Yeah, I think that's what the math is. 66 defense. So they had 100 minus the 34%, they'll be dropped down to 66. So if you were doing, let's say you were doing a flat out 100 damage and the enemy had 100 armor, you basically do 0 damage to them. But because you have 100 damage and then you apply the Grim debuff, now you're going to put through 34 damage, right? So if you're talking about a high armor Titan or a raid, applying the debuff of the defense is going to do that much more damage. The next one, which basically jacks up my damage even more, is that the target gets minus 54 defense against Holy, which is a big deal because like I said, you're basically, if you had 100 armor, you're basically dropping them down to 46 46 defense at that point, minus the 54%, so 46 defense, and you're pushing through 54% of your damage. Well, let's put it in other words. Let's say you do 1,000 damage and the enemy had 1,000 armor. I think my math would say you'll shred that down to 54, 540 armor, and you'll be able to push through 540 damage. Now, I'm not a pro at this, so I'll probably, people will probably say, well, no, Chuchun, or Rit, my name is actually Chuchun, but Ritopo, Rit, hey, you got that wrong. There is a base armor, so you can't shred beyond that point. So if, let's say they had 700 base armor plus 300 armor on top that you can take off, then this will shred that even more. And there's probably some kind of diminishing return somewhere. At least I'm thinking about it from the other games that I play, right? So I don't want to say right or wrong. I probably need to do a third video, or this will be my second video. Probably need to do a third video which showcases where the math is based upon the patches and all that. But please don't hold me to it. I'm just thinking logically what makes sense to me right now. Okay, so basically I have one that boosts attack, one that shreds defense, another one that shreds defense, and then Guinevere here all right, is a big deal, because she's going to protect my characters from getting too much dark damage, because I'm going to get plus 54% against dark, as well as heal. So I've got basically 2 healers if you think about it, and then it reduces mana, and that's going to be a big deal, because anytime I damage the Titan, he gets mana up, but then I'm going to take away that mana by 20%. And finally, as you know, everybody should have this on their lineup when their rating is Wukong, right? So you're doubling your damage when you have Wukong out, but you're basically getting a minus 32% penalty. Now, really quick, this really, I haven't talked about troops before in the past, but troops, these guys here are going to take a percentage of your attack, right? I think that's how it increased the damage done to enemies. So they have a base attack, and as they go out, they're going to increase your damage by that much. So, over time, you think about it, it's like, well, should I level my brawlers? I think the answer is yes. So if you're doing like 100 damage, let me take one of my characters, and correct me if I'm wrong. I'm probably completely wrong about this. I'm just thinking of it out loud. If I have my Boltus right here, let's make the number really simple. The attack right here is, let's say, 600. Okay, just make the math really simple for myself. Let's say he does, Boltus does 600 damage. Is it he or she? I'm pretty sure it's a he, but just in case, Boltus does 600 damage. Okay, so then what should happen is that, I think the Barbaric Maulers is going to take 15% of that and provide that damage. I have to figure that out, but oh no, this is going to jack up that damage, right? This is going to jack up that damage 15% more. So let's say 600 damage times add on the 15%, it's going to give you, like, I think 90. So it'll jack them up to about 690. But I remember I had added on another 12 damage, so subtract the 12 damage. So you're probably looking at it like 670, right? So now with your troops in, it's going to do that much damage. Somebody please check my math or tell me if I'm right or wrong. But anyways, I need to do a better job leveling my defense and offense characters here. I think your troops only go out when you are, throwing gems at the enemy. So if you don't have high level troops, really, you're not going to do that much more damage or get higher up into the ranks. So people that are high ranks in the top 100 usually have pretty good troop levels. Probably level 10 above, maybe 15 or above. I've seen people with perfect 30, I think level 30 troops. But I'm rambling at this point. Let's go ahead and get my 3 turns in and see what happens. Let me go ahead and my talk before I go in. Battle items. How am I going to line this up? So I have superior potions, tornadoes, time stops, and turtle banners. So the first thing I'm going to do is try to get my 3 or 4 lineups. So straight gems that will hit them 3 in a row. If I can do that, then I'm not going to drop any turtle banners or use any items. If I can't, then at that point I'll drop a turtle banner to try to see if I can mitigate the first hit. Afterwards, as you can see here, I've got super mana potions. What I'm going to do is mana up my first hero, or all 5. We'll see. I'll think it through. But basically, manable all 5. And if I need to, after that, I'll probably do I'll do a tornado to man up everybody. And that's actually probably what I'll do. I have 100% manas, so probably do 100% mana, and that'll probably let me charge up everybody. That's a good question. Should I charge up everybody? And it just depends on the board. I can't commit to what I want to say right now. And then time stop really comes in when I see the enemy have 100% mana or close to that, and then I'll drop that in. Or if I need the Titan to just stop hitting me for a while so I can get a clean board. But the idea is to reset the board the way I need to. I'll use 1 tornado, 1 time stop, but I'll use as many turtle banners as I need to, or super mana potions. So I'll always have my 5 super mana potions or turtle banners. Okay, so anyways, let's go ahead and throw down some hits. Alright. Alright, so I got my 5, I got my 3 right here, so I'm not going to use any items, and I got my another 3, so I'm just going to keep just dropping it through, really not going to use any items until I need to. Alright, there I just let the green go through, and at this point I'm going to go ahead and use a tornado. Alright, heal up, drop my gold through. Alrighty, and I'll probably need to, golly, I really don't want to use no, you know what? I'm not going to drop anything yet. Alright, here we go. And I'm going to go ahead and drop that through. It's probably going to cost me some damage, but that's perfectly fine. I'm happy with that. Alright, so drop that, heal up, Wukong, and here we go. Let me put that down, time stop. Do I need to do a time stop? Yeah, and then let me go ahead and see if I can find some clean hits in. Man, my golds are not coming through at all. This is probably going to be a horrible run, but I don't have enough yellows coming through. Oh, here we go. Maybe a little bit yellow here, but you know what? This was a horrible run, guys. Do what I can. Horrible run. Unless somehow magically it becomes a crazy amount of combos, that's... Anyways. So what did I get? 20,000. Really, it's not... Yeah, I think I kind of panicked there. I didn't really think some through the thought. Might not talk as much this next one, but here we go. Attack again. Let's see what happens. Right? Maybe I should just charge up everybody. Let's try it this way and see what happens. Alright, heal up. You know what I forgot? I forgot that. Alright. Okay, and throw a time stop down. Yeah, sometimes you could get it, and sometimes it just seems kind of normal, right? Like I said, pretty much I'm at the mercy of having a great board. Really, it just kind of dropped through, kind of lackluster. Yeah, let's see if I can get another one going here. Alrighty. You know, nothing. Took out my Wukong. Not very happy about that. Let's I need him to quiet down so I can think of some moves to do on it. This guy is really not giving me any options here. I can barely do anything at this point. Oh, there's a move. We'll see what happens here. Nothing. Nothing good. Nothing good. Yep. Anyways, I tried. Barely cracked through where one needed to be, but anyways, really enjoyed just getting that top run. I broke my record and of 100K. So if you didn't see it earlier, please check out my previous video. But let me see here. Where are we at? Yeah, 112403. That was a crazy run, and hopefully I can review what I just did. I did a little bit better, but really didn't get to where I need to be. I probably need another tornado or two. I try to be very structured about that, and didn't really turn out the way I wanted to. But it's been a learning experience, and this is all what I'm and this is why I play this game. It's just to figure out these combos, and it's really the funny thing is thinking about this game logically has helped me progress in other areas of my life. I know that sounds kind of weird, but I've been stressing logic and being very deliberate in the process, and from thinking about it that way, I know some people like set up alarms to wake up and do their hits. I haven't gotten to that point yet, but it really has helped me think about other areas of my life. So I don't want to get too philosophical, but if you felt the same way, I just want to let you know that comment below, and we can have a conversation. Okay. Anyways, this is Rit out. Bye.